Hello, hello! So I'm making this video because I wanted to show off an interesting strategy I've been playing with for the higher heat levels of Hades. Now, I am by no means an expert at this game, I'm not a speedrunner, but I've found that this strategy has allowed me to go through the higher heat levels pretty easily. So the strategy is based around the Aspect of Rama.
Let's test the bond between us.
Which is one of the aspects of the heart-seeking bow. There are definitely tutorials out there on how to unlock this, but the simple story is you need to invest 5 Titan's blood into the bow of Coronat, and then talk to Artemis a few times until she gives you the passcode. Now with this, we're not actually interested in the attack at all. All we care about is the special. Now why is that? Well, you can see that the special fires a close clustered burst of 4 arrows that then bounce off of your enemy or whatever it hits to then strike other enemies. Now, it does very little damage, but we're going to grab the Thunder Signet from Zeus, and we're going to try to pair this with Thunder Flourish, and that's the basis for this strategy. As I mentioned, this build is based around the Aspect of Rama, as well as Thunder Flourish. This is actually all you need to complete a run on fairly high heat. However, as you're going through the run, you want to be looking for additional upgrades and boons that will make these effects stronger, such as Relentless Volley, which will double the number of bolts your special fires, as well as the boons Static Discharge, Double Strike, Splitting Volt, and High Voltage, all from Zeus, because they're going to add a ton of damage to your initial thunder effects. So we're just going to set up the heat here. I sped up the footage because it takes a while, but we're pretty much increasing health, their attack speed, their damage, as well as going for all of the extreme measures so we get all the late game bosses. Got one of these lovely runs where he has to talk for too long.
You don't mean that, Father.
Alright, so this one's actually starting with the Daedalus Hammer, and we get Relentless Volley right away. So we're going to grab that, and you can see our special is much better, but because we don't have Thunder Flourish yet, we're going to rely on the regular attack to start. Now this encounter took a long time against all of these armored louts. They have so much health on this heat level. So I just sped up the footage. We're just going to quickly do that. Again, using the attack without the Thunder Flourish or any boon does take a while to chip down their health. And I got hit a couple times there. Or actually just the once. But oh, they just kept coming. Anyway, there we go. We get the Zeus boon. So let's hope for Thunder Flourish from this. And coming in. Yeah, these guys are easy. Kill them really quick.
Who's next?
But you can kind of see why I don't like relying on the attack for this. It just takes so long to charge up. It is such a slow attack. I prefer to be much faster. Alright, just skipping this dialogue, and there we go. Thunder Flourish right away. Alright, so with this, we've got the basis of the build done. Now, I'm going for health instead of gold at this point. You know. Prefer to be able to tank later in the game, especially against us. And yeah, that was done. Ran straight into that guy. So here we go. Alright. And yeah, several more enemies on this heat. They always just keep coming. It never stops. Oh, these guys are fast. But there we go. Oh, no, I missed one. There he is. Okay. Okay, no choice here. Let's get some darkness. Woo! Don't really need much at this stage in the game, but whatever. I get the extra health from it, though, because I've got that upgrade. And I always just look around to check if there's any gold pots that contain obol, so we can increase what we can buy later. And, alright. So you can see with the Thunder Flourish, we do a lot more damage, so we can just rely now on the special. Everything dies pretty quickly to this. Just so many enemies, and they have so much health on this heat. Alright, I guess I should spend that one up. That took a while. Okay, so I don't really want any Demeter boons. I consider them kind of useless. I don't really want Dionysus either. I was hoping that we could get another Zeus boon. So we'll go for Chaos instead. Speed that up. Okay, so normally I would like the Soul boon where it can increase your health, but we rely on the special. We can't take that hit. So I will take the Excruciating Favor. It's kind of the best of a shitty selection. Alright, I sped this one up as well because just there were so many enemies. It took so long to get through this one. As you can tell, I am, of course, narrating after the fact. And, oh, yeah, he disappeared. But yeah, just so many armored foes. And oh yay, now bombers. Like, these encounters are nuts. Again, this is my first time trying a 32 heat run. The previous run I'd recorded for this was a 19 heat, which was definitely a lot easier. But I figured I'd jump to 32 heat, see if the strategy still worked on that, and then, well, it did. So here we are after the fact recording the dialogue for it. And yeah, with these bosses, especially with the extra speed they have, you just can't stay still. They just throw bombs way too often, way too fast. So the general technique is just keep moving. Fire one shot, dot, and then dash, shot, dash. And just repeat that, and you can avoid getting hit. Because if you stop to try to attack or shoot more than once, they will get you with one of those bombs. Now with Ares, we're going to grab his Ares Aid there, get the call power.
War God's power.
It's generally the better. We don't really care about using the cast. It's too slow, and leaving a Blade Rift after you dodge, it doesn't do enough damage to really improve the run that much. But the call he has is actually quite useful. We can use that later on, especially with the fully charged God gauge right here. And it can add a lot of damage, so definitely the right call on what to take. Now I always check with these shops. In this case, we need a bit of healing, so I grabbed that. And again, another encounter that took way too long just because of all of these armored louts. Now they're armored, they do extra damage, and oh, they teleport. Ugh. This was definitely a pain in the ass counter. As you can see, I have very little health at the moment. Kind of running on a hope and a prayer here because I really don't want to use my Death Defiances at this point in the game. I want to save those for later for fighting Hades. And fortunately, we got through that. Now we're going to go for health instead of the power-up because we have no health. So I have to be really careful in this fight. Fortunately, just some witches, so that's pretty easy to dodge around. And again, sped up. And, oh, yay, more. It just doesn't end. So I got hit once there. Did I? No. Thought I got hit. Oh my god. It's just unending. There, that's where I got hit. It's just too many enemies. My god, this heat sucks. But, you know, there we go. We got through it. This strategy, as I said, puts out a lot of damage. We get a little health there. Now I'm going to Karen's shop again. Ooh, Zeus boon. So we definitely want another Zeus boon. And in this case, we get stack discharge, which is great. The jolted effect will add a ton of damage for us. And we'll immediately upgrade that. Now I was hoping he would have a little health for sale, but he does not. So we're going in this with very little health. But yay, we get Tisiphone. And apparently I decided quite a bit of dialogue this time. Fast forward to that. And let's go. Immediately just start attacking. Tisiphone is reasonably predictable. She has pretty big tells on her movements. And she just has Megara helping right now, so that's going to help us out a bit. It kind of sucks when it's all three sisters, then you've got a lot of extra stuff to deal with. But in this case, just Meg and Tis, that should be good. Already at stage 2. As you can see, the strategy, like now that we have Jolted attached to it, the amount of damage just goes through the roof. First time she hit me. But yeah, her health just chips away like it's butter. So this strategy is working really well for me. And yeah, stage 3. So tiny little arena, you gotta be, it's really fun to dodge her. Now this is perfect. I love when she does this attack with the Rama's strategy, because you can shoot through all of those little projectiles and just carve out safe space for yourself, so she's not able to hit you. And she did hit me a couple times there in the end, but hey, we get through. Alright, our prize. Now it's just, because I did a previous run on Heat 20 where I died to Hades at the end, practicing against his extreme measures form and got my butt kicked. Oh, also there, I just picked up my mother Persephone's charm, which adds levels to your various boons every few encounters. So I decided to go with that since we've already gotten the Zeus boon and we're not going to get that to trigger and see him again. And I really like to have those extra levels, especially getting it starting in Asphodel here. We're going to get a lot of extra boon levels from that. So again, I just sped this one up because these guys just took so long to chip down. They have so much health with the armor on this heat level. And they keep moving. But yeah, Asphodel, generally a lot of fun. You just have to be very careful not to end up in the magma. I tend to accidentally end up standing in that quite a lot. Got hit a few times there. That's kind of embarrassing. Now, Trove Trowel, not really worth it. I was hoping maybe the health trial. And there we get Eurydice. We're going to go say hi to her. So spoiler here
Good to be back.
for later in the game. Yes, Orpheus does reunite.
Don't look back.
Aw, she's always so nice to us. I'm going to grab the Ambrosia Delight. We don't have too many boons yet. I'm going to... Yeah, we get the our level rarity upgrades. Rarity upgrades on
See you.
Static Discharge and Thunder Flourish, so that's great. Let's see what we got in this encounter. Run around until you find them, and these guys. So, the blue ones I find to be the most annoying of the skeletons. They can stun lock you super easily and just hit you 4 or 5 times in a row. And these guys have, actually I don't even know. Oh, they shoot out magma. Great. The benefits package is real fun on these higher peaks. But yeah, so the general, so this encounter took a while just because you want to stay as far away from those guys as possible so you don't get stun locked. And then, ooh, yay, gold vase. And then I went looking for another one and grabbed some health restoration at the little shop there. So at this point, again, we're still looking for more Zeus boons. That's the biggest thing for this build. So we'll go to Karen's shop instead of taking other gods' boons, and there we go.
Just what I need.
And if we look at that, we get double strike. That's fantastic. Having the
Thunder and lightning.
every one of our thunder attacks hit twice is awesome. I would have liked to have bought that health as well, but I don't have enough obol. And as you just saw, we got kind of stuck with a Demeter boon. I don't have any rerolls, so we're gonna have to accept it. Now, on with the middle management, these guys turns out get really hard. Normally they're not too bad because he stays down for a while and you don't have that big purple shockwave, but no, we have to deal with that. And that just means so much more dodging. The Gorgon's always fairly easy to take out. Now, she did hit me with some stone, or her stones earlier, but, you know, we're doing alright against her. She's almost dead. What made this fight really hard, though, is he doesn't stay down for long, the stone guy, whatever they're called. He just keeps going, and then you've got the 2 shockwaves you have to dodge. So I kind of got into a bit of a flow, figuring it out, in and out, in and out. But it definitely was not perfect. I do get hit a few times. Like right there, hit, boom, twice. So I'm really hoping that, yes, there we go, able to kill him. We don't have to use our Death Defiance. Now, I don't really like Demeter boons. I don't find them very useful, as I mentioned. Now, we get the Nourished Soul, though. We really need that right now. The extra health and extra healing later is going to be very helpful this run. So, turns out it's a bit of a silver lining there. Alright. Oh, yeah, these guys. Oof, they're really fast right now. But, again, with most of the enemies in this, just try to keep distance with this strategy. And wait, where the hell did that come from, bugger? But yeah, there we go. So yeah, with these guys, you want to kind of try to keep them on screen because sometimes their projectiles fly in from out of screen, and that can be really hard to dodge when you have less of a tell to tell you when it's coming. Like here. Oh, we got lucky with that one, hit the environment. But also with the added speed, hard labor, I believe, on the heat check, it also makes their projectiles faster. And we're just going to speed up because I decided to run around and look for gold. So Hermes boons are great. We don't really have enough gold for the shop. So we'll just grab a Hermes boon here. Let's see. He's always so chatty. Ooh, Greatest Reflex. So I love this boon. The extra dashes can make dodging attacks a lot easier. And almost missed that gold there, but mine. And alright, so we get to face the Lernian Hydra.
Catch up some other time learning as I'm in a bit of a rush.
So the Hydra on extreme measures is pretty fun. This is actually, I think, the worst one to get on extreme measures because you just have so much less room to dodge the falling objects from the ceiling. But, you know, with this, we're already chipped him down through his first stage. So we're doing enough damage with the double, the splitting bolt, and the static discharge that we've added on. We're doing a ton of damage, as you can see, so fortunately this is going pretty quick, and we don't have to worry too much about dodging. But you can see, like, yeah, we have very little room to move around those, I guess they're stalactites that would be falling from the ceiling. We'll take care of the extra heads. This isn't too much trouble at this point. Again, with the Rama special, the bolts will bounce off, so not only are we getting the initial attack, hitting, the bolts will bounce the other foes, and each one of them is then sending out a lightning bolt. So we're able to put out a lot of damage very quickly, especially against groups of enemies. So at this point, just chip away the last bit of health. And Lerny is almost dead. Yeah, there he goes. We defeated Lerny. Alright. Grab our prizes, and because there's a fishing spot, I absolutely have to fish. Not going to make you watch that. And let's get moving. Alright, I always check the shops just to see if there's anything I want to buy, such as a Centaur Soul, increase your health. I don't know why I always check to sell boons. I haven't picked up any that I don't really want at this point. It's just a habit of mine. So, at this point, we're going to grab the health. Again, we're going to want to be able to tank later in the game, especially against Hades. He does a lot of damage on this heat, especially in his extreme form. So again, the strategy is pretty much the same as before. We just fire the special. It's going to send out a ton of lightning arrows and do a boatload of damage really fast. Now, as you can see, these guys are all armored, and they do have quite a bit of extra health as a result, but we can chip through that pretty easily. Let's look in here. Yep, we're going to take the health. Much as I want to be able to buy more boons and stuff later, health now is important. And yeah, the flame wheels. A lot of people tend to have trouble with these guys, and they are annoying. The biggest thing is try to use the environment to sort of wall them off like I'm doing here. Draw them around corners where they're not going to be able to charge at you, and that buys you some time to get the range attack out. Now, of course, if you're using a melee weapon, they do get a lot more annoying, in which case you just try to run them into the environment. But of course, now we have to deal with these heavy damage bright swords as well. But again, we're pumping out so many bloody arrows here that they go pretty quick.
All clear.
Alright, so looking at this, we don't really need the Daedalus Hammer because we already have our Relentless Volley, so another Hermes boon never hurts.
Olympus, I accept this message.
In this case, that's the sturdy on the end is pretty good. We'll take that. So again, Daedalus Hammer, we don't need it. So let's go for Dionysus this time. And which boss do we get? Ah, yes, the big ass soul. And that was really dumb. Oh yeah, it can teleport now. That makes it so much more fun. But yeah, you can see we're chipping away at it pretty quick. Yeah, the big thing with this is just not worrying too much about the other guys. Just trying to keep their population down, but really getting that soul ball done as fast as possible so you don't have too many enemies. And then we can just pick off what's left of them pretty quickly.
Keep my soul.
Yeah, so fast forward the dialogue, of course. And in this case, there's nothing we really need of his. I'm going to take Premium Vintage just because that'll get us that immediate health boost. So in this case, actually it took me a little while to sort of decide, but I decided to go for the Palm of Power. We don't really need an Ares boon at all.
Get on.
And now we get the fun competition.
I had a feeling I would find you all alone out here.
I actually find these counters usually more annoying than helpful, just because so many more enemies spawn when you have to do a death run. Oop, don't shoot pins. But yeah, at this point, you know, you want to do your best just to stay ahead of him, and we should be able to outpace him. We had a whole bunch of the bright swords and that. They're pretty easy to take down quickly, and then you get the second kill on getting rid of the eyeball that pops out of them. But now we have the annoying thing. I hate when you get chariots in the death competitions because you want to be fast, but these guys will hound you, and it can be really hard to keep track of which one's death taking out so you can compete with them. But yeah, the boon definitely, or the Ares call definitely helps. And in this case, he's catching up fast now. And yeah, you want to try to lead enemies out of this circle of death so that they don't get caught. And there we go, we win the death competition. And we can add to our, in this case I went with the double strike, because that's going to add a lot more damage going from 30 to 40%. I don't need either Demeter or Dionysus boon, so we'll go to the shop and see if we can get another Zeus boon, hopefully. And ooh, some money. And a Zeus boon. Perfect. So there, Splitting Bolt. That's awesome. So we get the extra lightning bolt that fires off every time we hit with lightning attack, which is a lot of times. In this case, so spoiler ahead, we're visiting Patroclus, and I have completed their story, so they do get back together. But yeah, fast forward this long, drawn-out conversation. In this case, we're going to have the Hydra. Health's a little bit low, and we want that to heal up every time. And again, no, don't need the Daedalus Hammer. And in this case, yeah, so yay, more flame wheels. I just got stuck there for a sec. Yeah, when you can't really catch them on the environment, you just gotta keep moving with these guys. Oh, they can teleport. Yay, that's gonna make it so much easier.
Come on in.
Yeah, see, teleport and flame wheels, real fun. You gotta keep dashing to make sure they don't catch up to you. I think we got rid of all of them. Oh, no, there's more. Okay. Yeah, so with the teller ones, you just, watch out behind you. And, oh, we should got those. So there we go, another one.
Power of Olympus.
So yeah, in this case, double strike again. Again, that doubling of our lightning damage is great. Now, we don't have enough money really for the shop, so finally I have to accept another stupid Daedalus Hammer. The reason we don't want another is that
Just the edge I need.
Relentless Volley is the only one that applies to the special. The rest all apply to attacks in the case of the upgrades for the Aspect of Rama. So they're not useful for us on this run. And of course, fast forward, all this dialogue. So much dialogue. It's quite funny. But I don't want to spoil it too much for you guys. Yeah, so the extreme measures version of these guys is definitely a bit tricky. You have that giant sweeping attack from Asterius there, and they are a lot faster. And I don't think Megara hit either of them. Great. That was a bit of a waste. As you'll notice, though, one nice thing with the Aspect of Rama is the bolts don't just deflect off enemies, but the environment, which means you can sometimes shoot through the pillars and barriers, as you saw. So you can keep a pillar between you and an enemy, or bounce it off the environment and still hit them while being pretty protected from their attacks. So the spin versus the spin. Fortunately, we are the invincible ones there. Yeah, and generally when fighting these guys, whether it's the regular version or this extreme measure versions, always go for Asterius first. He is the main threat in this fight. Theseus is easy to go. He's not hard. It's the bull that does all the damage. So you want to take him out first. As well, once you knock out Theseus and you start summoning the gods, they can take up a lot of the battlefield and make it really hard to keep distance from Asterius and properly fight him. And yeah, you can see how quickly Theseus goes down once you're not dealing with Asterius anymore. He has very little health, and it's generally pretty easy to take out. So who's he gonna summon? Alright, so we have Aphrodite, who's one of the easier gods to deal with when fighting Theseus, so that's good for us. Demeter's generally the hardest out of bounds. Artemis definitely easy. So yeah, you can see Theseus take him out. Just get behind him, fire a few shots off. Dodge Aphrodite there. Oops, yeah, I took us out quite a bit there. But yeah, see how quickly he goes down?
Try not to shut him up.
And of course, you gotta say hello to the friendly shade.
Enjoy the rest of your existence, Shades.
So for the final area, I like to always grab the spike collar from Cerberus, get that extra 50 health. Really just important for the fight with Hades. Having as much health as possible will really help us out, especially with his extreme measures form. Let's grab some money. Alright, so always go to the shop first, and nicely we have another Zeus boon, see if there's anything, but I think we already got all the good ones. So at this point, I'm just going to grab the God Gauge charge because we can have that extra damage from Ares' Call, since he, or that blade attack can do quite a bit of damage. And yeah, more health. Be able to tank as much damage as possible. Yeah, unfortunately these rooms go by very fast though with this strategy. Now, the satyrs are always nice. Just keep dodging. Such a pain in the butt. And yeah, again, we can bounce arrows off the walls and stuff to try and hit them on the other side of barriers, and that helps a lot. The arrows do not go through these barriers, unfortunately. Yep, see, they just bounce off of it towards you. Alright, so we got our big room. And yeah, I failed to get out of there in time. That was way more damage expected. But mind you, these guys have double damage with the attack. They've got the attack bonus there. Thank you for the benefits package. At this point, yeah, just weather the storm. Yeah, generally with the big rats, you just want to keep distance. Their poison's not too bad when you've got a big-ass room like this, but their attacks do a lot of damage. And I got indecisive there about who to attack with a blade. Yeah, that worked out okay. Yeah, just always keep moving with the bombs coming down. And tons of people. Yeah, there's too many enemies. Too many enemies at this heat. It is very annoying. If you are on a lower heat, this is not nearly as hard. And of course, gotta get that money. So unfortunately, we didn't lose too much health there. And we have enough to buy that Palm of Power. Hooray.
I'll pay for that.
Yeah, in this case, any of them would work. But again, the doubling strike is just so powerful. An extra, that's basically 5% additional damage on everything.
I bet it's in here.
And the reason I'm going for the money now, instead of any boons or anything, is we pretty much have all the boons we really want. It's now I want to get that Hermes boon and see if we can get the one that increases their special speed. So yeah, these will look really nice and fast. And of course, oh, he came out of bloody nowhere. I didn't even see him. And the tiny vermin are usually the easiest. Just sit in a corner and then let the auto aim fire because I'm using a controller. I'm just gonna check this, see if there's a centaur soul. No, don't need anything else. And again, same time. Get in a corner and just fire from there. Oh yeah, another burn. So yeah, your way through here, as many of you probably know, you might find the Satyr sack to get past Cerberus in the second room. We did not. So this run's going to take longer than I'd originally hoped, just by sheer fact that we now have to go through another one of these rooms. And a whole nother set of Satyrs. Yeah, I find the Satyrs themselves to be very, very good. Everything else is reasonably easy to deal with, but the Satyrs have surprisingly good aim with their little poison darts.
Coin from the dead.
Yeah, not quite enough for Hermes Boon. Hopefully we make enough in the next tunnel. So I'm not going to use it on the Palm of Power because I really do want to see what that Hermes Boon is. And yeah, at this point, I don't feel like facing one of the bosses at the moment. I want to save as much health as possible to deal with Hades. And with the middle management, I don't know how tough they're going to be. I've actually never, haven't faced any of the upper world Temple of Styx bosses with the middle management on. So I wanted to play it a bit safer this round. Yeah, I find with these rooms, just get to the other end and get some distance. With the big vermin, you just want to get distance between you and them. A bit trickier when fighting, say, with the Stygian blade and the starting weapon. But once you have the spear, the shield with its ranged attack, any of the bow, basically just get distance, and then they're really easy to deal with. And yeah, these rooms are nice because you can just run them into the blades, get an extra 600 damage periodically. It's really nice. But yeah, as you see, we got unlucky again, another room without a satyr sack, so just making this run go even longer and wasting all our time. But yeah, so I like having the call charge up, or the god gauge for the call charge up much faster, because I do quite like Harry's call. Yeah, Poseidon's call really sucks. Zeus is okay, and Dionysus is alright, but yeah, Ares is a good one. Oh yeah, and Athena's bloody sucks. Although I think the best, Aphrodite is great because you just get one giant 2500 damage bow.
In the name of Hades.
So in this case, I'm just taking black metal, partially because it will make the call a bit bigger, and also because I've never taken it before, so I might as well complete the prophecy.
Let's just go down this satyr hole.
And still not enough money for Hermes, so let us go back. And at this point, pop power. I don't need any of the Demeter boons. Maybe her revenge boon would be nice, but that's about it. Yeah, these rooms go so fast now. Yeah, so I do love this strategy for just how quickly it just takes down groups of enemies. The bouncing bolts do damage over. Oh, and finally a satyr sack.
Delicious.
So in this case, we're gonna again go for double strike. Anything to really increase our offensive output.
Love it.
But yeah, so I'm not gonna bother going down the last tunnel. Let's just go and grab that Hermes boon and then get to Hades. All right. Ooh, yes, Swift Flourish. That's the exact one we wanted. It's gonna make our special fire even faster.
Cerberus again.
Really increase our damage output. So that's basically just a 30% increase in damage output right there.
I can go.
And here we go. So this is actually only the second time I've faced Hades with his extreme measures mode. That was why my previous run was a failed one at Heat 20. Was my practice to see if I could fight him at that. And I did okay, but I didn't have the right boons. So this time we actually got all the boons. And you can see we can chip away his health really fast. But also, he is bloody fast with all of the heat up, with the his speed and damage turned up. You can see he moves extremely fast. This is not sped up. This was the speed it went. So at this point, just, yeah, move. Just keep dodging. Dash constantly. And this fight took a long time. Oh yeah, and he does a double big sweeping arc attack every time he does it. So sometimes it's pretty hard to get out of there and dodge both. Oh and yeah, so he summons a mini boss instead of a normal regular wretch. So we get to fight that as well. Yay! With the first boss, you generally, first mini boss, the thing you summon, you want to take it out. But fortunately, with this attack, we can hit both at the same time. Basically, at this point, just keep moving. Oh yeah, and the mini boss, it can do the disappearing act that Hades does as well. So yeah, I don't know where it's gone. Oh, just disappeared again. Oh, there he goes. Okay, crystal's dealt with. Let's just deal with dear old, extremely fast guy. And Gorgons this time. Great. Giant Gorgons. Ah! So yeah, they're very annoying because if any of those hit, we're frozen by Hades' attacks. And we really don't want that. So again, usual strategy, dodge like mad. Okay, so we got hit by something who fortunately it wore off quick enough that we dodged the attack. But yeah, that can go bad. Ooh. That was just silly. I should have been able to dodge that attack. Oh crap. So yeah, the teleportation plus freezing. That's just a great combo. Real fair.
Let's finish this.
Fortunately though, you don't have to kill the second ones he summons, because once he goes down, anything he had summoned disappears. I actually find with Hades, the second mode is easier than the first. He doesn't disappear every once in a while, taking any stats effects with him. You have these periods where you can kind of relax behind a pillar while he shoots out beams. And if he does it at the right angle, the Bow of Rama can shoot through these pillars, but he has to be sort of north from it, so towards the top extreme from the pillars, and if you're under it, you can generally get the bolts to fire through the pillar into the air. Try and do it here. Yeah, see, it's not moving so much. Let's get back there. Or just hide beside it. But yes, he is very aggressive on this mode. First he hit us on that. Yeah, so we can just hide in this corner and fire the bolts through, so you see it is actually hitting the pillar, but it's the secondary bounce that's then hitting him. Oh yeah, and also, he heals with the extreme measures. Isn't that great? Make this fight real quick. I have no idea what happened. So yeah, bad timing for me to have used the Greater Boon. I mean, it means the Cerberus attack doesn't hit, but that's pretty easy to judge. Just get to the corner and it doesn't hit you. But my revenge. Yay! Meg finally did something. Yeah. Scars. But we're making pretty good progress on this. Oh, so there's our first Death Defied gone. I was hoping not to have any used at this stage, but he is dealing double damage and is going 40% faster than usual, so not the easiest. Yeah. So you think you're done. This is what I found out last time. You are not done. Stage 3 is just beginning, and it's real bad. Though the music gets awesome. So yeah, he heals much more frequently. You have to fight in the dark, so you can't see him half the time, and it's basically a mix of stage 1 and 2. And that was just sloppy to me. I should have been able to dodge all that. Yeah, so with the darkness, it's really hard to see the stupid skulls coming at you, so they're going to hit more often. Unfortunately, we're still doing quite a lot of damage. His health is melting much faster than any other tactic I've ever used. And that's really the big thing of taking out this stage, is all offense. Screw defense. So he likes to disappear into darkness. So yeah, so you can see that that's the shooting straight through the pillar. Now, unfortunately, oh crap. Alright, now we do still have another Death Defiance. I am doing this later in the game with all three, because I am not good enough to take him down without using those. At least not on the extreme measures. On if you're doing a run where he's not on extreme measures, this strategy takes him out very quickly. It's a minute or two for the whole fight, whereas yeah, with extreme measures, this ends up being so far a 5-minute fight. Alright, we're almost there. Oh, that was really dumb. Just yay! And there we go. Took him out on extreme measures, and hilariously while trapped. So now Zagreus just looks like he's half knocked out there.
I went all out, and still.
But there you have it. So that is my 32 heat run using the Rama's Storm technique. And this is actually my first time defeating Hades on the extreme measures, only my second time trying to fight him. So I'm pretty happy with that. You can see it took us half an hour to get through that run, which is a bit slower than what I would usually expect with this, but all the extra health and all the extra enemies does make it take quite a bit. And yeah, right now I'm just fixing the boons they show off to show the ones we actually really use. So that's the Thunder Flourish, the Relentless Volley. Those are the two most important, and then all the assists on top. So if you made it this far, I hope you enjoyed watching it. Maybe learned something about Hades runs. I definitely learned a lot making it. Have a good one.